Hello everybody, it's your boy Proftrof, and today we're checking out a different channel for some Reddit top post comments, y'all. This is r/AmITheButthole. That's probably not censored, but hey, whatever. Let's go, let's see.
Welcome to
Title's pretty wild.
r/AmITheButthole, where OP exposes to her husband's family that her husband is a swinger. Am I the butthole for calling my husband delusional?
So I think swinger is when you have a coitus with different people other than your the one you married.
Demanding I give him 50% of the profit of my business that he didn't support. My 35-year-old husband.
Wait, what? Am I for calling my husband delusional for demanding give? Yes. No, your husband is the what?
50% of the profit of my business that he didn't support. My 35-year-old husband is a bank clerk. I'm a 29-year-old woman, and I have a work-from-home job which is barely tolerable because I'm an active outdoor person and I like doing gardening stuff in particular. I figure that since I have a background in gardening, I could use our spacious backyard to grow flowers and sell them online after arranging and organizing them into bouquets. When I brought this up to my husband, he said this was the worst idea ever, adding that this would be a major waste of time and money, and he suggested that I look for a second job.
How is this a major waste of time and money? You try it out for like a month, 2 months, and if it doesn't work, you go and try something else. Bro, I never understood people that, hey, try everything you want to try. You never know. If you want to do it, it might work out and it'll be perfect for you. If you enjoy doing it, what the hell? What kind of thought process is this?
I didn't listen, and I started growing my business little by little.
Good.
In a matter of 18 months, and started bringing in decent money, and I gained customers.
Nice.
My husband asked to look at how much I was able to make in the past few months, and he was impressed. The other day, he was standing nearby with a drink in his hands while I was checking my flowers. He talked about what a good job I was doing keeping our business flowing. I corrected him about it being my business, and I reminded him about how little faith he had in my potential to make decent money out of growing and selling cut flowers. He was like, well, I didn't think that your little gardening hobby was going to get anywhere, but now that business is
flourishing. I see what you did there. By the way, your husband seems like a piece of shit. I don't know how the rest of your relationship is going, but this don't seem healthy at all.
Flourishing, I want my fair share of the profit, and I won't settle for less than 50%. I was puzzled, and I asked why he thought that he should get any share of the profit, let alone 50%.
I mean, okay. Does she get like 50% of his bank job salary?
Maybe. His answer was that I was using his soil to grow my flowers on. I said this is our house and our soil, not just his, since we're married and both of our names are on the title. He was like, actually, I owned this house long before you came along, so it's technically mine. I replied that he must be aware that the house would be split in case of a separation. He laughed and joked about how silly I was for hinting about separation just because he was asking for something that he deserved, which was 50% of the profits. I said no, and that he was delusional to ask because even his soil alone doesn't magically grow my flowers. There's a lot of work that goes into it, from picking, buying seeds, taking time and...
True, I got a cactus, brother. You know why I have a cactus? Because I know that shit don't need nothing. I legit water that motherfucker once a week. Once a month. And he grows. Ow, ow. Oh, he grows nice, bro. That's why I got a cactus, because I know I can grow shit.
Flowers, collecting, trimming, and selling them while all he does is sit back and do nothing. I said it didn't matter to him before when I started using his soil, so why now?
Because it brings money.
He said it always matters when money is involved. We had an argument about it and he apologized, but he only apologized for approaching the subject rudely. He still wants 50%. He's been silent about it since, saying that he already said what he needs to say and that I need to make the right decision. Am I the butthole?
Okay, when people pressure you like this in a relationship, this ain't healthy. I mean, we've seen enough. I don't know. For me, this is like just get the fuck out.
To clarify, my husband and I both have our own salaries. We contribute equally towards expenses.
That's good. That's healthy.
That was his idea since he had a divorce before. My husband has things that he...
I can see why.
alone owns, which isn't bad since money has never been an issue. It's not like he needs money for an emergency or something. He just wants 50% of the profits going forward. Alright, OP, so in my opinion, this entire story is pretty much irrelevant to the actual conclusion because the only part of the story that matters is the last paragraph. You said that you each have your own salaries and you each contribute half to bills, so that means you keep finances separate. So he can't suddenly say, oh, well, now that you're making extra money, I get 50% of that. There's absolutely no foundation for that.
Exactly.
If before your business, you two were sharing your income...
That's not even about it, brother. It's a relationship. He's being a cunt. He's demanding stuff that ain't his. Like, it doesn't matter that you marry. It still doesn't... When you marry, it doesn't magically make everything... You know, everybody's
50-50.
Still you and
yeah,
him.
It would make sense for him to ask that because you guys are just splitting things down the middle. But if it was your husband's decision to keep finances separate, then that means your finances are separate. Your husband is literally getting what he asked for, and now he's getting all pissy because it doesn't benefit him. OP, your husband is being a major hypocrite and a butthole here.
I would use the C word, but
business, are we to assume that he would share half of that income with you? Because based on this story, it doesn't sound like it. Down in the comments, a bunch of people are telling OP to run to a divorce lawyer, and like, come on, let's pump the brakes here, guys. Sure, what the husband is doing is douchey, and it definitely makes him a butthole.
Nah, bro, I don't think it's that. I don't think we should take this lightly because he's pressuring her into something. I don't think anyone should be pressured into something in a relationship. I think that's the biggest problem. It's not even about the money. I think it's the pressuring into something that's the biggest problem here. What y'all think?
Is this grounds for a divorce?
What y'all think?
Really? Your husband is being jealous and selfish, and if you want to take your marriage seriously, then you need to work it out together. Also, OP, I feel like I should warn you that...
He left no room for improvement, though. He said you should make the right decision. That's pretty much like cutting any point of discussion out, right? Make the right decision.
Even though you're morally right here, legally, I think that has no bearing on the situation whatsoever. Obviously, it varies based on what country and state you live in, but I'm pretty sure that if one of you starts a business while you're married, then technically, legally, each of you owns half of that business. Anyways, OP, I'm giving you 0.
Huh? What? Why? If you put your name on a business, it's not your business, isn't like the relationships business. It's the person. What?
Out of 5 buttholes. You did nothing
wrong. I hope that
wrong
doesn't work like that.
Your husband gets 2.5 out of 5 buttholes for being a douchey hypocrite.
2 out of 5?
Am I the butthole for not wanting to pass down my engagement ring to my future daughter-in-law? My son Sam is 26, and he finally...
Pass down your... What? Engagement, right? I mean, it's cool if you do, but it's from your engagement. So why would you? What the hell kind of situations are these?
Decided to get married to his longtime girlfriend Emily, who's also 26. They announced their engagement privately to my husband and me, and after the initial excitement, they said they had something important to talk to me about.
God.
Sam wanted my engagement ring to give to Emily. Sam said this would be a great way to keep him from starting his marriage in debt, from having to buy a new expensive...
You cheap motherfucker. Hey, y'all did not beat Sam enough during his childhood. That's the problem here.
Diamond ring. Emily also added that she liked the look of my ring a lot, and she would love for me...
Emily, how about you shut your bitch ass up and get the fuck out of my house? What the hell? What is this? Hey, bro, this is wild shit.
But I love my engagement ring.
Yes,
I've worn it every day since my husband proposed to me with it. And to be honest, I still have plenty of years left to live, and I want to keep wearing it until I'm old and gray. Also, my ring is not a family heirloom. My husband chose and bought this ring for me many years ago.
Good.
So I told them that I appreciated them wanting my ring, but no.
No, I don't appreciate it. Fuck y'all.
I want to keep it. I listed out the reasons above and how I don't want to part with my ring yet for the rest of my still...
Okay, let's talk about something. Listen, when people come with a request from you, you don't have to give them reasons for saying no. You can say no, that is enough. That is more than enough. When people request shit from you, you can say no and you don't have to explain why. It's just a no. That's why it's a request. They want something from you. You don't have to explain shit. That's okay. Hey, I hate when people feel like the need to explain why they have to say no. It is okay for you to just say no. It is okay.
Long life. However, when I'm old, I would be more than happy to give it to their future children.
Oh,
well,
that's cool.
Sam and Emily were not
Don't
happy
matter.
with my answer.
It don't matter if they're
and
happy.
Sam actually called me selfish and materialistic.
Wow.
He said that diamonds are a
The dude called her materialistic when he didn't want to give money for a ring. Sam, you're a C-word.
scam and asked how I could let them go into debt to buy a new ring.
Buy a diamond ring,
Emily
though.
was disappointed and said that she hoped that my ring could become a family heirloom and that it could be a token of accepting her into our family. I've always liked Emily and we get along great. They also said that I could keep my wedding bands, so it wasn't like they were leaving me with no rings to wear.
Wow.
What? What am I reading? What's with these
same,
stories
bro.
today? I feel
Same.
like people are extra delusional today.
Yes.
First off, it's your ring, and you're still married to your husband, so what are they even talking about?
Yes.
Second, why is your son calling you materialistic when
he doesn't want to
he's
give
the
money?
one who's asking for material objects?
By the way,
and if he
since when is a diamond ring a necessity to get married? I thought people bought like golden shits. I mean, shit, I'm from Bulgaria. Maybe we're just poor here.
doesn't want to go into debt by buying an expensive ring, then don't. Like, come on, dude. If you don't want to spend a lot of money and you both agree that diamonds are a scam, then go buy like a cubic zirconium or like a factory-grown diamond, which are less expensive.
What?
Or not even a diamond at all, just like some other gemstone.
Glass.
Or get a tattoo of a ring. There's like so many options. I don't understand why they have to have your specific diamond ring. And then, like, what does your husband have to say? Because I'm married, and my wife is wearing her wedding ring and her engagement ring, and I would be really hurt if she gave it to someone, even if that person she gave it to was our own daughter, because I bought that for her, man. That represents my marriage to my wife, not other marriages between other people. So what is your son talking about? What on earth? What? And then there's the added question of, what about Emily's mother? If Emily wants a family heirloom so much, then why doesn't she ask her mother for her engagement ring? OP, this post is weird, and I hate that I have to say this because there's really no warning signs for it.
Hey, beat your son! That's why your son needs to have respect for you. Not asking dumbass questions. Beat his ass so he's young. Because when he gets old, he probably can't beat his ass. It's hard.
Just like the overall weirdness of the post. But I have to ask, are you 100% certain that they want this for an engagement ring and not so they can sell it off? Because that might be what's going on here.
I mean, it could be. Is she a drug addict?
Just get ready, OP.
Yo, is that
if your son keeps using this stupid logic, then does that mean when it's time to buy a house, is he going to ask you to give him your house so that he can avoid going into mortgage debt too? OP, you get 0 out of 5 buttholes.
He's 26.
Your son gets 1.5 out of 5 buttholes. To be clear,
he's a 5
I don't
out
think
of
it's
5
necessarily wrong of your son to ask the question. If you want to give it...
It's not wrong of him to ask. It's wrong of him to get mad for getting refused. It's not wrong of him to ask, okay?
But to double down and argue with you after you say no, and then call you selfish when he's the one being selfish, that's what gets him a butthole score.
Yes.
I think I'll give Emily 0 out of 5 buttholes.
Why?
Because she asked you for the ring, and I don't think asking...
She called her selfish or whatever. She said something. Hey, Emily, a bitch. I ain't afraid to say, Emily, you a bitch. Sam, you have an ass whooping for this.
It's a bit of an
imposition,
imposition, but not like a super big deal, I would say. And she was disappointed, which is reasonable, but she didn't seem to argue with you, and she didn't call you selfish.
She said some shit.
I think she just kind of accepted your answer based on the story. So, yeah, I feel comfortable giving her 0 out of 5 buttholes. Maybe 0.5 out of 5 buttholes, but that feels like a bit of a stretch. And no one wants a stretched butthole. Am I the butthole for telling my wife that it's embarrassing she gave our daughter's bus driver cookies?
What?
My wife is very shy, but...
Gave her... Why? Are you... Wait, what? I'm telling my wife it's embarrassing she gave our daughter driver's... You're embarrassed because your wife is a good person. Explain.
It's embarrassing she gave our daughter's bus driver cookies.
Explain.
My wife is very shy but enjoys giving, and is all gung-ho about showing appreciation to workers who she assumes aren't appreciated or recognized.
How is this bad?
She tries to pass these beliefs onto our kids. Because she's so shy.
How dare she? How dare she?
She shows her appreciation through gifts, usually baked goods.
That's
I've been embarrassed about it in the past. Our oldest just rode the school bus for the first time. My wife was waiting at the bus stop with our daughter, and she had our daughter hand the bus driver a bag of homemade cookies. Then, when my wife picked up our daughter from the bus stop in the afternoon, she gave the afternoon driver a bag of cookies as well. I asked why she did that when she could have easily...
Okay, first off, let's talk about this. First off, I can tell you from personal experience, these types of gifts that you give to people without any meaning besides showing appreciation for the work, without even that, they're gonna remember this for years on end. These drivers are gonna remember this, and if anything happens to your child, they're probably gonna do something about it. This is amazing. Ignore the whole just being a nice person. This is amazing. What the hell is this dude's problem? I don't understand this shit. This is wild.
She just said thank you and left it at that. She said that bus drivers work so hard having to comfort all the nervous kids and handling the misbehaved ones all while driving, so they deserve more than a thanks. I reminded her that this has embarrassed me in the past, and I think her behaviors are too extreme. I wouldn't want gifts from someone that I don't know.
Why?
She ignored how I felt.
Because you're a fucking idiot. I
contacted some people in my life to see if I was the crazy one here, and most of my friends and my mom agree. My wife's way of showing things just makes everyone uncomfortable. Am I the butthole?
Yes! What kind of family you got? What?
OP, you sound like a bitter, mean jerk.
Yes!
I don't even understand why you're trying to make this about you. It has nothing to do with you. It's between your wife, your daughter, and the bus driver. How are you embarrassed because of something that she did with the bus driver? And like on top of that...
Hey, unless you're taking that bus driver dick, why the fuck are you getting embarrassed?
What on earth is embarrassing about giving someone cookies? It's sweet. It's
awesome.
Nice. It's neighborly. And then, okay, then on top of this, your wife is really shy and she struggles with expressing herself, so she does it through gifts.
Hey,
apparently,
I can see why. If she has to deal with this motherfucker, that's probably gonna get reinforced. She's gonna become shyer. This might help her get out her shell, as people say.
Giving gifts is her love language. And you're shaming your wife for expressing herself.
A piece of shit.
Like, so what if it makes you uncomfortable? She's not hurting anyone. She's just trying to express her gratitude and her love and care to other people, and you're stomping all over that because why? Okay, let's take a step back from this. These bus drivers, the morning bus driver and the afternoon bus driver, are both personally responsible for the safety and well-being of your daughter. Even
and now, if no other family gives them cookies, your daughter is immediately on a pedestal. If anything happens, she immediately is like a little bit above the other little shitters.
The human Grinch, and you're just this cruel, cynical person who doesn't care about strangers. Then you have to understand that there's still a benefit in making these bus drivers especially aware of the care and safety of your daughter. Right? Like, what your wife did was she basically guaranteed that that bus driver is not going to forget your daughter.
Zombie apocalypse hits. Imagine which kid makes it to the bus, huh?
Which is awesome, because you don't want that bus driver to overlook or forget your daughter. You want that bus driver to be very aware that, yes, she got on the bus, she got there safely, she walked from the bus to the home safely. Like, these are important responsibilities of a bus driver. And what your wife did was basically enhance that bond between the bus driver and your daughter. OP, this post is just so weird because, like, 9 times out of 10, I can understand where people are coming from. I can put myself in their shoes and be like, yeah, like, you're being the butthole, but I
can't really put myself in any of the ones from this video's shoes. The ones that are being assholes.
Sort of understand the flawed logic that you're using. But with this post, I don't even get it. You're literally just being the Grinch. You're just hating nice, sweet,
like his
pleasant
whole family
things
is full of
because
shitters.
You hate nice, sweet, pleasant things, I guess. OP, you sound like the type of person who yells at service workers and thinks that puppies aren't cute. So, yeah, OP, you're the butthole here.
Yes, you are.
I'm giving your wife a rock-solid 0 out of 5 butthole. She sounds like an awesome person.
Yeah.
And to be honest,
Homemade
I don't know
cookies.
how you managed to marry her because you sound like a Grinch. I'm giving you 1.5 out of 5 buttholes for just being pointlessly mean. OP, your wife isn't embarrassing. You're embarrassing. Oof. Am I the butthole for exposing my husband's swinger lifestyle to his family?
Okay, the one we came here for. Let's go.
I'm a 26-year-old woman, and I've been married to my husband, who's 27 for 5 years. My husband's family are your typical snotty Catholic, mega religious people.
Mega religious.
My husband isn't religious in the slightest, but he still remains respectful of their beliefs and has always lived a second life in private.
Right.
I joined a dating app with the sole purpose of finding us another couple or even a unicorn. For those who don't know.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. I was gonna be like, what the fuck is a unicorn?
No, a unicorn is a single woman
female
who wants to join up with a couple. This was my
what is
husband's
a single
idea.
male?
Usually we go to swinger parties where we feel safe and we're not judged. I never use the dating app, so I posted your typical
before we continue, imagine you're in a relationship, you're married. Can you do this? Can you go to a swinger party? I swear to God, I could not do this. How can you just watch your wife get fucked by somebody else, or your husband, or whatever? I can't do this. I can't do this, brother. I can't look at this person in the eyes again. I am done with this relationship. I don't know if y'all gonna call me closed mind or whatever, but that's just me. I can't do this shit.
Work, what music and movies I like, etc. I identify as bisexual, so me and my husband have shared a few women,
smash everybody.
And it's never been an issue. On the app, I guess some girl who knows my husband and his family saw me. They confronted me in front of everyone and accused me of cheating. His aunts said horrible things about me.
Oof.
I tried to tell them that my husband knew about it, but he didn't back me up or say anything.
Oof.
The argument got more heated, and that's when I exposed us. I told his family everything.
Oof.
How we've shared other women, slept with other couples, and we've even had some of them babysit for us while we did this. I believe that was the butthole part.
Okay, you did not need to go into that much detail, okay?
My husband felt that I disrespected his family for saying that, even though he didn't stick up for me while they called me a whore, among other things.
Oof.
Now, my husband's innocent, holy reputation is ruined, and he says because of me, he can't show his face to his family. Am I the butthole? Okay, let's get one.
Okay, what we think about this one? I mean, listen, it's kind of, I think you both are kind of whores, but it's okay, right? If you embrace yourself as like you smash everybody, get smashed by it's okay. If you like that shit, okay, it's cool. But I mean, I understand why they feel like it's kind of weird. I mean, you said they're religious. The problem here is not who smashes who. The problem here is the husband not backing the wife. The problem here is the husband's a fucking cowardly piece of shit. He's embarrassed by himself. So I don't know. He's just a pussy bitch.
One thing out of the way first.
That's the problem.
It's not because of you that he can't show his face to his family, because he was participating in this too.
Just a coward.
Obviously, he didn't want his secret to get out, and it never should have. But when you engage in a lifestyle like the swinger lifestyle, then there's a chance that your family's going to find out about it. That's a risk that your husband took on when he made that decision. That's a risk that he made even riskier when he told you to make an online...
I mean, it's not risk. Listen. These are grown-ass people. They can do whatever the fuck they want. Listen, your family's opinion on you stops being a matterly opinion after you become a grown-up. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You can take drugs, go do dumb shit. It's whatever. You're a grown-ass man. You have that option. That is something you can do because you do what your life is you choose. They can't really judge you all that much.
So no, your husband made his bed and now he can lay in it. Also, while his family was ripping you apart and calling you a whore, he completely abandoned you and just threw you under the bus. That was pathetic, cowardly behavior.
Yes!
And if he was a real man, he would share the burden with you.
Yeah.
That being said, I do feel like you probably could have handled the situation better. Obviously, you had to defend yourself, and you had to reveal some of the reality of what's going on here. But to go that far, to say that, remember on Thursday when you were babysitting my kids? Well,
we were smashing 5 cocks, 5 of them in my mouth, right here. Too graphic.
I was off screwing another couple. That's a bit much. That kind of feels like rubbing in your face. So I do have to give you some butthole score, but definitely not as much as your husband. OP, I'm giving you 1 out of 5 buttholes, and I'm giving your husband 3 out of 5 buttholes.
4 or 5.
On top of that, I'm giving your husband's family, let's say 3 out of 5 buttholes, especially the girl who outed you.
Oh yeah, you should have definitely
pretty much in the worst way possible by doing some sort of public intervention shaming thing. What?
What the hell is she doing on that side on the first time? Hey, what is she doing on that side if she's so holy? Huh?
Also, I have a feeling that you guys weren't using christianmingle.com to find your next partner. I assume you were using some sort of alternate adult website. So if they found you on that website, then why would they respond by outing you publicly in front of everyone else?
Why y'all
it's
doing
just
that,
very disrespectful and intrusive. That was r/AmITheButthole, and if you like
that was actually kind of fun though. It was actually kind of fun. It was kind of crazy though. There's a lot of delusional people out there. I did not think it was this bad. Hey yo, let me know what y'all think about these whole situations. Go with 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of them, right? Yeah. Let me know about what you think about all of them. Anyway, if you want to see more, check out right out here. Quick thanks to YouTubers and Patreons. Thank you all for the support and have a nice day, everybody. Bye bye.